fire breaks out in a house near campus, displacing students and destroying their belongings.
The campus goes cold turkey when it comes to smoking. We'll show you how the new rules are affecting students. Update News starts now.
From the School of Journalism and Mass Communications at San Jose State University, your source for what's happening with a fresh perspective on today's issues. You're watching Update News.
Welcome to Update News. I'm Jessica Monday.
And I'm Bobby Dupree. Thanks for joining us. Some San Jose State University students are feeling the love and support of the community after losing everything in a fire last week. 9 students living on St. James and 9th Street were burned out of their apartment complex. Katie Oriana is live in the newsroom with more. Katie?
Bobby, there were actually 2 fires in that house. They broke out on the same day, displacing the San Jose State students who lived there.
This home on St. James and 9th Street is where 9 San Jose State students lived until fire broke out September 4th. Junior Alejandra Izquierdo was one of those students. She is now staying in the dorms and says she's doing better than expected.
I feel like the only reason I've been able to be okay with this and been able to laugh at try to laugh it off to make it seem like everything's okay is because the community's been helping us.
Izquierdo lived upstairs in the 2-unit apartment. The Friday before Labor Day, when the first fire broke out in the afternoon, Izquierdo was not home, as flames raced through half of the top unit, with damage to the unit below. A second fire started at 3 a.m., while the students were already displaced to hotels provided by the Red Cross. That fire destroyed everything they owned.
I still thought I was going to have some of my things, I was like, oh, my bed's still going to be there, but there's nothing left in the room.
Izquierdo and 4 of her roommates from the burned-out home are planning to move from Campus Village B to another home next month. While investigators try to determine why the first fire broke out, a question that has been on many people's minds is what caused the second fire to erupt. Captain Christopher Salcido of the San Jose Fire Department says that although it is rare, a second fire is always a possibility.
Sometimes all it takes is just a little bit of time and a little bit of oxygen for that fire to spark up again. Once it gets hot enough again, then it starts burning, and there you go, it's on fire again. That situation is known as a rekindle.
In a scary situation like this one, it has been the love and support of the community that has kept these 9 students strong. With the help of a supportive neighbor, the students have had a positive turnaround, thanks to a GoFundMe account.
It was actually because of my neighbor, Kelly. She's the one that was like, you guys need to set this up, and we were actually at her house when we set it up. She helped us with what to put on there.
So far, people have contributed over $4,000 to the GoFundMe account. That money will help the fire victims with their cost of moving to their new homes. Live in the newsroom, Katie Oriana, Update News.
San Jose State University's public library is back to business as usual after a fire. This was not a drill. Flames broke out in a stairwell last Thursday around 7:40. One engine with 4 San Jose firefighters responded. All library patrons were evacuated from the building and told to wait outside. There were no reported injuries during the fire or evacuation process. MLK librarian Aaron Herzog says the flames only slightly damaged the floor and the wall.
On the main staircase, our main public staircase between the 1st and 2nd floors, one of the light fixtures had some sort of a short and caught on fire.
The library was opened at 9:30. Students who were inside at the time of the fire could get back to the books.
There's a new policy on campus that has left students with mixed feelings. Update News reporter Vanessa Gongora is live on campus with more. Vanessa?
Bobby, San Jose State University is now a tobacco-free campus. The rules went into effect August 1st. Some students say they're happy about the new policy, others say they don't think it will stop students from smoking. Here on San Jose State grounds, new tobacco-free signs fill the campus.
I feel great, happy, because I don't like people smoking. I've never smoked.
Even with the new policy, there are still cigarette butts on campus grounds. Some are even found near tobacco-free signs.
Frankly, I like to smoke, so I feel like you should be able to do whatever you want. Regardless of the policy, I keep it to a minimum, you know what I mean? I don't want to just walk around like...
It's not just cigarettes that are no longer allowed. This policy also includes hookah, chewing tobacco, smokeless tobacco, vape pens, and e-cigarettes.
I think it's a good thing. Like, I feel like more people will stop smoking because they can't do it all the time when they're at school and stuff.
Tobacco-free policy is enforced in or outside any buildings, including the event center and those on South Campus or in parking areas.
Better for the environment because it smells not so great.
By adopting this tobacco-free policy, San Jose State University will promote a healthy environment, prepare students for a tobacco-free work environment, and encourage students that do smoke to quit or decrease use. Despite some negative opinions on the policy, students are looking forward to having cleaner air here at San Jose State. Live on campus, Vanessa Gongora, Update News.
The various modes of transportation on San Jose's campus seem to be causing problems for all involved. Some students who walk to and from campus say they are in danger from bikes and boards, while cyclists and skaters say pedestrians get in the way. Corners and crowded walkways with various forms of traffic are often jammed. Bikers and skateboarders can get stuck behind slow-moving pedestrians. Pedestrians, on the other hand, say that riders are going too fast through crowds.
Just the other day, there was actually an accident that I saw over by DMH where a skateboarder lost control and slammed into the person next to him and then lost his board and it slammed into the bench over there.
The campus non-motorist policy states that all modes of transportation must travel the speed limit of 5 miles per hour and must yield to pedestrians. The bicycle racks for San Jose State students have been relocated to the outskirts of campus. Some students are confused about the change and are looking for answers. Adrienne Manso has the story.
Less congestion on campus, bike racks have been placed on the outskirts. Unfortunately, rack location is only part of the problem bikers are facing.
You know, I really don't think there's enough bike racks around. As you can see, everything is like crowded. It looks like they're going to get piled up on each other. I personally don't want my bike getting scraped around by other, bikers.
She says when the racks are like this, biking to campus is more trouble than it's worth. Bikes are often locked to other objects when not enough rack space is available.
I would say about 9 times out of 10, I would have to park on a bench or some random pole or a tree even.
Parking in places besides the bike rack or in the cages is a violation of campus rules, and bikes could be impounded.
Basically, the university is translating to me that they don't really want to promote more bicycle riders.
But the SJSU President's Chief of Staff, Stacy Gleixner, assures students that the university recognizes that more of them are biking.
We have on order racks for 240 more bikes that will be coming in. So students are suggesting where they're encountering full racks and we'll be adding more capacity to those spaces.
Over the summer, Transportation Solutions put in a request for grants to add more bike racks, but they've been bogged down by delays. The installation of these racks will be the first step in San Jose State's effort to become a more bike-friendly campus. On campus, Adrienne Manso, Update News.
There will not be a title for the homecoming king and queen at SJSU this year. For the second consecutive year, the terms king and queen will not be used unless the people who win the election want to be called king or queen. The idea is to eliminate the focus on gender.
We have this year, or we had last year as well, was homecoming royalty. We tried to steer away from gender labeled rules, so we don't have homecoming king and queen unless you want to be called homecoming king or homecoming queen, but we call it homecoming royalty and homecoming court.
Applications are due on September 25th. Homecoming royalty will be named on October 15th. The homecoming football game will be on October 17th. When we come back, Andrea Sandoval will be here with arts and entertainment.
Coming up, we have a live report on all the construction happening on campus.
And we'll show you an art film that will blow your mind. Update News will be back in a moment.
It seems as if the construction on campus is never ending. However, it looks like there's some progress. For an update on the situation, we have Christian Ponce, live on campus. Christian?
Jessica, just when you thought you were done dodging foot traffic trying to get around buildings, construction continues here on campus. But there is relief for students and staff.
Construction never seems to stop at San Jose State. Over the past couple of years, the university has had numerous parts of the campus closed off.
Last year, like pretty much all my classes, I commute from the South Garage, and then like ideally I want to cut right through that part, but then pretty much the entire last year sealed off.
The area by the South Garage is now open to students and staff. Interim Vice President and CFO of San Jose State, Josie LaRochelle, says this semester has seen numerous projects come to fruition.
First off, we opened the brand new Student Wellness Center over the summer, and it's in full operation for the students for health and counseling services. So that's been completed, so that's fantastic news.
In addition, LaRochelle says that construction is ongoing at Campus Village to create more residence halls for students in the South Quadrant next to the existing student dorms.
We've also finished, in advance of the semester beginning, the renovations and upgrades and expansion for the SPX Yoshida Hall.
Other areas, including the Student Union, are still under construction as well. On campus, Christian Ponce, Update News.
As you can see behind me, the walkway by the chapel is now open. While there's still construction going on, thankfully it has subsided from earlier this year. Live on campus, Christian Ponce, Update News.
The Cesar Chavez Community Action Center is gearing up to begin their semester-long Legacy Tours. Unlike campus tours, which takes you to campus buildings and departments, Legacy Tours emphasize the legacies, histories, events, and people part of the social justice story of SJSU. The tour begins at these statues, commemorating Tommy Smith and John Carlos. They were two SJSU students who took a stand at the 1968 Mexico City Olympics, protesting the social injustice of African Americans around the world. Other stops along the way include Yoshihiro Uchida Hall and the Cesar Chavez Arch of Dignity. Tour guides hope to encourage visiting students to strive for higher education and to create their own legacy.
We emphasize a lot on like, oh, you have to go to college to get a job, but I really want to enforce the fact that we should come to college to create a name for ourselves, to create a legacy just like the people that I talk about in our tour, and really try and change our communities and really strive for something better.
To request a Legacy Tour, groups can visit as.sjsu.edu.
Spartans now even have more of a reason to stay off their phones during class: the promise of discounted foods and goods. A new app is being introduced to the campus called Pocket Points. Adrian Manso reports.
San Jose State is one of the newest schools to join in the fight to end cell phone usage in class. An app called Pocket Points could turn out to be a professor's best friend.
Cell phone is pretty easy to just kind of pull it out of your pocket, but if you're running an app like this, I've found that I'll kind of reach into my pocket and then just tell myself no.
Pocket Points was created by two CSU Chico students who realized their peers were constantly being distracted by their phones during class. With the click of a button, you instantly start earning points that can be offered as incentive for staying off your phone while in class. These points can be used in local businesses all around campus or on stores online. One popular destination for redeeming points is Ike's Sandwich Shop. Ike's was contacted over a year ago, and the company thought it was a great opportunity to reach out to students.
I myself as a student, if I'm in a boring class, I'm always going to be on my phone, and if I can get free food instead of being on my phone, I'm totally down for that.
The app is being used in over 220 colleges nationwide. SJSU joined at the beginning of the semester and has already been finding success with students.
Yeah, we kind of found a little bit too much success with it at first.
Students can earn points in class and in the library. A single point is earned for about every 20 minutes of inactivity. The more students using the app at one time, the quicker points are earned.
We kind of had to bump up our point scale because it's just too popular.
Pocket Points has also created some competition between peers to keep people interested in the app. It shows leaderboards of who has the most points for the day, the week, and of all time. You can even see how you rank against people from other schools. On campus, Adrienne Manso, Update News.
Andrea Sandoval is here with Arts and Entertainment.
A lot is happening around campus. Andrea, what's going on?
Let's see. A new exhibit on campus is showing an overview of 50 years of El Teatro Campesino. It's focusing on the theater arts and artistic achievement of its founder and SJSU alumnus Luis Valdez. El Teatro Campesino is a theater group Valdez began in 1964 in the fields of San Joaquin Valley. It became the cultural arm of the United Farm Workers. The exhibit shows Valdez back from when he was a student to his Hollywood productions. Some items on display are La Bamba Platinum Album Award, Union card with Cesar Chavez and Larry Itliong's signature on it, the Eddie Olmos hat used in the Zoot Suit Broadway show, and the first mask El Teatro Campesino created 50 years ago. Catherine Blackmere, librarian and director of the Cultural Heritage Center, is proud and fond of the exhibit she helped create.
All of the, I would say about 95% of the materials in this exhibit came from San Juan Bautista, from the Teatro Campesino. Some of it is personal items from him and his wife, his family.
The El Teatro Campesino exhibit will be available to see until October 5th. Fall officially started this week, and SDSU Glass Artists Guild is already hard at work preparing for their annual glass pumpkin sale. Update News reporter Bobby Dupree takes a look at the different kind of pumpkin patch.
Each year, members of the Glass Artists Guild work in teams for weeks, blowing small glass pumpkins for their annual fall sale. Students like Guild President Adon Fernandez take special steps to make each glass pumpkin.
First, you start up with the blowpipe and gathering glass over that a couple times. And then after that, we layer color into that. And then after that, we blow it out a little bit and then go into a mold to make the pumpkin shape.
Each piece is blown individually, unique in color, shape, and size. No two pumpkins are identical. The Guild sells these pumpkins for its annual fall pumpkin sale. Guild member Alma Cruz said the proceeds from the sales go towards a good cause.
We're able to send students to the GAS conference, which is like a yearly glass conference that we have. We can send them to other programs for glass. It's just a way to raise everything. It's our bread and butter.
Associated Student staff member Braden Miller keeps her pumpkin proudly on her desk.
Oh my gosh, I love this gift. First off, it's Spartan colors, so you've already won me over with that. But I think it's also a great reminder that when you put a little extra effort in for students, that they really appreciate it, and even small changes or small efforts that you make can make a big difference in their world.
The annual pumpkin sale gives the members of the Guild something to look forward to every year.
I just graduated from SJSU last semester, and participating and running Guild, it was my way of volunteering and still getting to do such a cool art. Like if you look at glass at the end of a blowpipe, it's glowing and it's the way it moves, it's so fast and delicate, and it's just so enticing. It's awesome.
On campus, Bobby Dupree, Update News.
That's all I got for A&E.
Those pumpkins are perfect for fall.
Yeah, so cool. I can't wait to take one of them home. And when we come back, we'll throw it over to our sports anchor who has all the news from Spartan Athletics.
And the football team is ready to take on their biggest rival. We have reactions from the players when Update News returns in a moment.
Spartan Complex has been fully reopened after 2 years of construction. This was the second half of a two-part renovation along with Yoshihiro Uchida Hall. The building welcomed back students and staff for the new semester. It mainly houses athletics, kinesiology, and health sciences and recreation. New health sciences office will be built on the second floor, while the rest of the building was updated. The construction displaced several staff members to offices in the 10th Street garage, but everyone is back in one place.
For our, department morale, it's huge, right? I mean, we're literally like a door away instead of like a campus away. And I think for our students, it's great, so they're not going to 10 different places. They can come back and say, oh, here's the main kinesiology, office.
Adding offices and lab space were not the building's only improvement. Spartan Complex also gained air conditioning and AV updates for classroom technology. Masucci says the plan for the renovation has been around for 30 years, and having it completed is a huge accomplishment for the school. Adrienne Manzo is here with sports.
Tell us what we have to look forward to, Adrienne.
Well, we have a big game coming up this weekend for football. Spartan football is back at home this Saturday evening after 2 weeks of away games. They'll be taking on the Fresno Bulldogs. This is the Spartans' second home game of the season. According to wide receiver Hansel Wilson, the team is getting extra pumped for this weekend's match. Fresno is a fellow member of the Mountain West Conference and one of the Spartans' biggest rivals.
Beat them up pretty much. That's all it is. We don't like Fresno. We're right now, since I've been here, we've lost to them once,
and beat them twice. So I got to go out 3-1. So that's kind of the whole mentality of it for me.
Wilson says the team is ready to be in front of their home crowd. Spartan fans are encouraged to wear yellow and make as much noise in the stadium as they can. The Spartans' first home game ended in a win, and another win this weekend would make a .5 September. A pair of wins and an average of .5 or more at the end of September has only happened 3 times in the past decade. The San Jose State women's soccer team held its third home game of the season this past Sunday against Cal State Northridge. The Spartans came into the game at their soccer field hoping to get back on the right track after 2 consecutive losses. San Jose State got off on the right foot during the first half. Forward Dorothy Hopius had a stellar performance in the game starting in the first half as she scored in the 13th minute and then again in the 24th minute off of a header. The Spartans had a 2-0 lead at halftime, but the Matadors bounced back with 2 unanswered goals in the 54th minute and 60th minute. Hopius managed to score 1 more goal for the Spartans to complete her hat trick, but Northridge proved too much and took the game 4-3.
We definitely need to work on staying in check in the defense and not letting, just being really physical and not letting teams get past us on the counterattack. We really need to work on our counterattack.
San Jose State is back in action Friday at Wyoming. The San Jose Sharks kicked off their 25th season with the Sharks Fan Fest. Fans had a chance to meet the players and see the new jerseys. Raymond Abali has the story.
Fans dressed in black and teal filled the SAP Center Saturday to celebrate the start of a new hockey season.
The Fan Fest is an opportunity for fans to meet their favorite players, take a photo, get an autograph, and there's a lot of activities for them to do. You know, it's just a fun thing put on by the Sharks, and it's all capped off by a prospect game.
Fans got an intimate experience with players getting autographs, taking pictures, asking questions, and more.
Everyone's very excited. I mean, it's been a great turnout this year. Yeah, it's just getting ready for the upcoming season.
Sharks beat the visiting Anaheim Ducks 4-1 with 2 goals coming in the first period by Jonas Donskey and Rorik Chartier.
The atmosphere at the tank is always great, you know, for a game or an event like this. The fans always come out and support their team, and they always have a great time.
The Sharks kick off the regular season on the road, taking on the LA Kings on October 7th, and the first home game will be against the Anaheim Ducks October 10th. From San Jose, Raymond Abali.
And that's all I have for sports.
Looking forward to that big game this weekend?
I know I'll be there.
And that does it for this week's edition of Update News.
From all of us here, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.